Welcome to the first ever Fukaru Super GT Round 1 at Dewbauchee Raceway. I am really excited. For those of you who used to watch Super GT, when you used to watch Atomic World Challenge, we wanted to continue to give that to you, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited to see that, and we have brought it back. And today's par time is going to be 1 minute and 34 seconds. And we have a lap full of guys. Everybody who knows Juxtree is Juxtree. I believe he won. No, he won the World Challenge last time, but he's still been a competitive racer from day one, and we expect good things from him. Rim Royal, obviously very competitive. The Mueller, Death Perception, and our new guy Savage. So again, they have to keep a lap time today, or a par of 1 minute and 34, and there was no qualifying for this race. We jumped right into it, so we're going to see how things work out today. This is actually a test event right now to find out how this is going to boil down to and work out later on down the road. And in the same respect, though, we'll see how it works out. And if you are interested, if you've done the Atomic World Challenge and this is something you want to do for the next races down the road here, there's a little difference between the AWC, which does basically the only difference is there's qualifying runs for AWC, and for the Super GT, there's no qualifying for it. You just start in the lap that you started, and the big bonus that they get is from the best lap. But the tracks are just as competitive, and oh, look at that gigantic crash. Did not expect that to happen right out of the boot. Poor Mueller, man. He's had a bad day all day today. Jump over to Memorial. I'm sure he's going to be able to make up that time. He's very fast with that car. Unfortunately, everybody is fast in this, and with a par time, it pulls everybody in. And I will not be letting them know if they go over par time. So basically, how the system works is they get points for winning the race, and for the fastest lap. If for some reason they break that par time lap time, they are get a deduction for every second they're over that 134 par by 2 points. So they can lose a lot of points for going too fast, and if they actually break the par time too, they'll actually lose the best lap bonus too. So it's kind of like, to name a name, The Price is Right. You know, you want to get as close to that dollars you can get without going over. And so Death Perception and Juxtree, I really want to keep an eye on this battle up here, because Shafter V12 against a Coquette. The par time I actually believe was set with a Coquette today, but these guys are just they're battling it out. Mueller back there already moving back up in his time. Let's check where they go right now. Nobody's gone below it yet, so we're still maintaining a competitive race here. Juxtree is definitely wanting to nail this first lap. For what I want to do for this race is I've gotten my hands on a cash card for the race and for the points standings. And with this race, this is the introduction to this series. At the end of it, I do want to be able to give out a cash card for it. And this has always been a successful race for us. It's always brought in a lot of people. And for me, that way, if there's a lot of competition in this, I think that instead of just getting a T-shirt or getting a sticker for your win and a certificate, I think that they should get a little bit more for it. The first one that's AWC, I believe, was Patient Zero. The second one was Bryce Hall. And then now that we moved into Fukaru, Fukaru's actually going to be a little bit more competitive. So, 135, 136, 135. We got, this is a race, guys. This has turned out a lot better than I had ever imagined. And the track is really the track to put it on. As you can see, this thing is a killer. Thanks, Modular. Used to be in look, Mueller moving it up again with that Feltzer. Modular, who used to be, I believe, the leader of Cloud9 Racing, is an amazing track creator. And I'm planning on probably getting some stuff commissioned with him later down the road. He's got so many little neat things with these tracks that I just love watching. I love seeing these guys move on these tracks, the angles and everything about them. I mean, you can tell from the way these guys are racing that these tracks, just beat you up, and they're competitive that way. Every turn is technical. While in the same place, there's a lot to. I want people to have an experience where they've brought something new to the table, where a player who's brand new to the game can come in and say, I'm not the best racer out there, but I want to race against some of the best guys, and how do I do that? And now you've got something that allow you to do that. So these guys, the fastest guys, can't run the fastest cars. They have to run cars that will keep them into that par times, and that par time is super competitive. We've done a lot of testing to make sure that it stays in that area, and it's going to keep it that way. And that's why we have an amazing experience. And if it's going to be this super competitive, then we might as well, offer something good for it. And the other thing is how much of a hit they take if they go over that par time number. If you make the game tough for everybody else, you in turn get it made tough. So it's not only a difficult race, you have to worry about how fast you're going on it. You want to get as close to that edge as you can possibly get. Look at that inside line as Mueller takes it from Juxrey. Moving up through the straights here, coming in this turn. Juxrey is gunning for him. Little tap on the inside. You hear Mueller come on the line and say, "Are you really?" He's really kind of like, "Is this the way you're gonna play it?" And he gets squirrely in the turn. Comes to the inside. Juxrey bangs him on the back end, but there's Juxrey taking the first place position. Mueller's coming back for the inside. Is he going to take it right back? Juxrey is doing a little tap and rub to get his opponent out of the way, but I don't know if that's Shafter V12. Oh, he hurt from that inside turn. Hard inside line. Mueller is taking it, but does he have two lines? Nope. He's got a lot more distance on him, and it looks like he's going to walk away. Oh, but he screws that inside, gets bumped by Juxrey, stays out in front. Other than repairing the back end of his car, Juxrey skids out. I even hear him over the mic. He's very bummed about it. So let's look at these lap times right now as we come across the line. 1:34. Mueller is right on the par time for this race right now. 134, 135s. Everybody, let's see, 136 and 154. I'm amazed at how good these races. So not only does a racer have to worry about these technical tracks, but they have to be able to keep under the par time, and they have to worry about their competition all at the same time. So it's a very involved race. If you're a new guy that has to race a slower car, you don't worry so much about the par time, while the guys up front do. So, and that's where the competition can come into play. You can get a heated race like these two guys are doing, and end up putting yourself into a wall or dropping your par time and losing that best lap and the points associated with it. I mean, that's for every second you go over par time, you're going to lose one position in the race. So a person who's in first place with the best lap not only would lose the top position, but would actually lose the best lap as well. So that's 5 points that they're dumping because of one screw up. Juxrey is not going to let Mueller go here. Mueller is cutting that corner as hard as he can, but he's going really fast, and he's going to have to think about that when he gets into it. For the end here, he's got to keep an eye on that time. Keep an eye on it. 134. 135. We get a drop from Juxrey there, but again, we're still keeping on that area. So we're going to keep an eye on these two as they battle it. I'm going to change over to, let's look where we'll go through the rest of the pack real quick, see how everybody else is doing. His depth perception is Coquette. Great looking car. Coquette does have some issues. Going back to Emerald, I think he got spun out. Now this Carbon Azari, amazing vehicle. I'll jump right back to MX Savage. Oh, we got the old Banshee going against. Look at this. I'm guessing that some guys have moved out of their position. So let's move back up to Juxrey, who is going to have his hands full with Mueller as he moves his lap around. Still up on Mueller, cutting it hard, just trying to get every inch of power out of this. And they're doing an amazing job. Like, you just want to come in, these guys on their speed. Juxrey got a lot of run off that corner. And that's the finish line right there. And there we go. That was impressive. For the first time for Fukaru Super GT, I am very impressed. And there's the time right there. Everybody under par. Wow, that's competitive. I'm impressed. So, Emerald doing for 136, so 134 and 3536. I mean, can't get any more dialed in than that. So, and we're gonna end it like that. Thank you guys for tuning. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week. We're gonna cash cards on the line, man. We'll talk to you soon. Have fun, guys.